In this video, we're going to customize the login URL or the path which triggers user authentication, because if we do not customize, by default, Spring Framework will use the /login, and it's fine. You don't really need to customize it if you're fine with this URL, but if you need to, there's a way to do it. So I will go back to my web security, to the configure function where I add new authentication filter. And I will actually create a separate function which creates this authentication filter, and I'll walk you through. So all this new function does is it creates a new instance of authentication filter, and it takes as a parameter authentication manager, just like we did it here. And the only difference is that once we have this authentication filter, we then set filter processes URL, and then we provide a path which we want to use as authentication path. Once we change this to perform user authentication, we will then need to use a new path which we have configured. So to perform user authentication and to generate JSON web token, I had to send an HTTP post request to /login, but now I will have to send it to /users login. Okay, so now when we have this function, I will copy the function name and I will replace this new authentication filter code snippet with the call to this function and save it. Okay, so now I can run my application and try to perform user authentication with the new URL. My application is up and running. I will bring my Postman client and I will send this HTTP post request to the /users /login. I'll send it. And I will look up at my headers. The HTTP status is forbidden, which is not good. And I do not have JSON web token in my headers. So let's look what happened. I will look at the error message. It says BC password encoder, encoded password does not look like BC crypt. I think the issue is with the password. So let's look at the JSON we used to create a new user. It's test9.123. So I'll switch back and use test9.123. Okay, send it again. Okay, and this time we got HTTP status code 200 and we have authorization and we have user ID. So it's working. And if I try sending it to the old URL /login, send it, I get back 403, which is forbidden access. Okay, so the new URL we have configured is users /login is working and we are good to continue.